What's up, everybody? Welcome back to No More Light. It's time for your favorite band of evil doers. I don't know, do something. They're on a boat right now. Anyways, let's
Yeah.
do introductions while you guys give me those D100 rolls and Zeus figures out what's going on.
I'm on the site.
Alrighty. So
Yes,
first we
you are.
have Sathar, played by.
The Mighty Orion. Pleasure to be here.
And then we have Ridley, played by.
It's me, Jessica.
We have Zeus, played by.
Minoru, hello.
We have Malum, played by.
It's me, Isaac.
And last but certainly not least, we have Jack Moriarty, played by.
Hi!
You
How are
cut
you?
out so hard.
What?
You cut out so hard.
Really?
Yeah, you peaked pretty bad there.
Oh, I peaked. Cutting out
Yeah.
and peaking are very different.
Same thing.
Well, I think for my computer, it just you peaked and then it was silence and then you came back
Yeah.
when your
Yeah,
volume
you
went back
peaked,
down.
so it automatically. The Nerd Max. The blonde, you are like a blondie brownie, one color away from Neapolitan ice cream. God is throwing me off. Thanks, Max. Love you, buddy.
Fucking
Oh.
what?
I don't. It's one of my buddies from SoCal.
Hey, if you pay me, the Mighty Orion, $100 while he's sleeping, I'll apply I'll give him a sunburn. I'll just set up a UV light in his room, and then you can have Neapolitan ice cream.
I would rather you just shot me. If you give me a sunburn, it will be the last action you ever take.
I mean, I can just rub some red paint on your face.
I'm happier with that than I am with the sunburn.
There we go.
Hey, we could get some of that fake tan and call him Captain Cheeto.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Right? Figured out why I was peaking. It's been corrected.
Nice.
Yeah, you're not in high school. You're not allowed to peek.
Jesus Christ. Can't just say stuff like that. Also, Finn, thanks for the sub, the resub, Finn. Max and Mr. X320, thanks for the follows. But yeah, how we doing? How do we end up on our D100 rolls? I'm still missing one from Malum.
Lies. I clicked the button.
It did not
Oh,
show
I
up.
did not click the roll.
You didn't click the roll button, yeah.
Well,
I had
luckily it
277.
doesn't matter anyways.
I rolled twice.
He rolled it twice.
Hey chat, should I take his first one or his second one?
You take a second
Yeah,
one, then he
roll
has to
it
do it.
twice.
Actually, yeah, Malum, tell us what happened last time.
Well, you see, we got off the island. We're hanging out on the old boat. I believe Zathar said he was going to give us some contracts. May or may not happen. I don't want to make box Jackson into a corner here. As it turns out, you lied to me, PT. Hardware acceleration is required because it is so bad right now.
Yeah, I realized that when I set up mine today. I'm kind of pissed.
Anyways, we got back on the boat, and for some reason, they decided it was a good idea to kill me. So they pretended that I was murdered. I say they. Mostly Zathar.
Zathar was the one who was trying not to
But
get you killed.
also,
He's the one
Also
that
true.
pretended to kill him, though.
I'm out. Who else is
Oh.
me?
Me.
Okay.
I can be any of you.
Yeah.
No, you understand why that was a concern, though.
Because I just typed well done.
And I'm like, Roarin'?
Oh, that's way better. Anyways. Yeah, so how did that go?
Well, I was dragged on
great.
deck, murdered, and then the whole crew thinks I'm a zombie. Which, there's pros and cons, mostly cons.
Hmm.
I believe when we left off, I was headed below deck to,
Be taught by Ridley.
yep, pretend to be taught by Ridley at least.
Alrighty. So you guys head below deck as Monet just turns to Yusithar and goes, well, that went much better than I expected it to.
I'm still Vonet.
No, you're not. You're Viet.
Oh, yes.
He's gonna pause and look and goes, yeah, I guess that's about as well as you can expect for somebody purposefully trying to throw wrenches and everything. But
Yes, well,
it's fun to watch.
they think you're a firm leader. You killed him for his crime. Kind of.
Oh. Hopefully he doesn't find out that it takes a couple weeks to heal from that. Maybe. I mean, I'm assuming he'll figure it out pretty soon here.
That's
Alan doesn't care how
that's
he looks.
very reasonable. Anyways.
But if you look all screwed up, how are you going to get that sweet, sweet zombie punani?
Well, this has already gone off the rails.
Excuse?
You've already lost it.
Excuse the fuck?
Shut it down. Kill the stream. We're done.
Excuse me,
Thanks,
what?
and thanks for joining. No more notes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Ridley also did cause a mutiny on his own ship.
Yes.
Yeah, he did.
Hell yeah.
That he did do.
Alrighty. As they head below deck, what are you talking to Malum about, Ridley?
I don't remember what we were talking about.
Well, you were gonna teach
You were
him-
taking me below deck to teach me how to be a human. Apparently.
I thought you were taking him below deck to teach him how to read and talk.
Yeah,
Oh,
That too.
Oh yeah.
okay, yeah, got it.
you know, because we may or may not have lied about the fact that he was, dead.
Yeah. Or undead.
I take you below the deck and start reading out the vampires.
Oh, nice.
This is only
Well,
like
we'll sit there
third-
cross-legged and just listen.
Alrighty.
This is only like the third or fourth time you probably heard it.
Ridley, as you are reading Vampirates to Malum, you notice that his wounds are starting to disappear.
Yeah,
think-
I mean this is pretty normal for undead in my eyes. So
Is it?
I believe so. Yeah.
I don't think undead usually heal.
I don't know. There's a lot of different undeads. They react
You're not
differently
wrong.
to wounds.
Fair.
It's I believe it's your reading. I think it's
You know
helping
what
me.
I realized that the reason that it sounds so quiet is because I don't have the music playing.
That would do it.
Yeah.
That
would
would
do
in
it.
fact do it.
Yo, does the music player in this app work?
Somewhat. I haven't set it up yet.
There's an audio playlist.
But here, I will share this with you guys so you can hear the music.
I got my own. Good.
Alrighty. Jack, as you stand on deck, other Jack walks up next to you. He goes, so this has been interesting. You've been in charge of my ship for 10 minutes, and you've gotten one of my crew members killed, and you've successfully given the ship away to a child.
I mean, it was already his anyway. For all intent and purpose, it kept the crew from doing stupid shit, and you are back in charge with zero bloodshed. I feel like it was a reasonable solution
Oh, no,
it
was very entertaining.
was a reasonable solution to an unreasonable problem.
Yes, well, the child is very unreasonable. Speaking of, how was
Of course, he's a child.
How was your journey to the island?
It sucked a lot.
Oh. What, and he kind of glances at Sathar across the deck. He goes, and what did the cat want to do there?
Talk to a lich.
Excuse him, what now?
Uh-huh. Who apparently has plans on taking over the kid's body when the kid turns 18.
Interesting. Is this something we need to be worried about?
Well, So I wanted to talk to you about that because I have an idea.
Oh?
Yeah, we just get him to turn himself into a lich anyway, and then he's not useful to...
The Lich?
I say his name in Infernal, because Raz.
Kind of mutters the name like he's getting a feel for it, and he goes, and how do you propose... How old is that child?
Well, so we're probably gonna have to wait a while.
Well, seems like you have about a 6-year plan.
Yup. And we'll want to execute in between 4 and 5.
Why not just execute now?
Because then he'll be 12 forever. And I don't think I could take a 5-foot-tall skeleton seriously telling me he's gonna melt me. So, make his life easier down the road.
Why not execute now? I don't
Fair.
think that's
It
what
would-
he meant.
All I can think when he said a 5-foot skeleton is just Vigar. I will swallow your soul.
And Bygar's like 2 feet tall, but yeah.
Anyways. So a Lich. So, does that have some bearing on where we're headed now?
Kind of. So, we're gonna go to Swarwulu, and then we have 2 choices. We can either go north and do our original plan, or we can just attack Tejas and kill a demigod. But our original plan involves getting weapons that might make that easier.
Interesting. What kind of weapons?
Oh no, nobody's explained that much.
So we don't actually know if these weapons are useful then.
Correct, which is why I'm thinking maybe erring on the side of caution and just go handling our business now might be preferable.
Yes, and, you know, if these weapons are as powerful as you say,
I don't know if they're powerful or not. It could be a fucking shrimp fork and an old fucking dildo. I don't know.
who would have more information on these weapons?
Sathar and Malum, more than likely. We've been so busy I haven't inquired as to what exactly they're looking for.
Well, I don't believe...
You know, what with other things happening, well, and the fact that I have, you know, I just open my code a little bit and show the gun. I feel like that could do a pretty good job of handling...
Alrighty. As you watch, Sathar just walks below deck, and Viet looks at you and goes, well, I don't feel like starting with the zombie is the right decision.
Yeah, probably not. He probably don't know shit anymore. We'll be lucky if Ridley can teach him how to do anything other than scratch himself by the end of the day. Oh god, somebody should check and make sure Ridley isn't actually teaching him how to scratch himself.
I'm more worried that he's teaching him how to scratch others.
Equally bad. Just no scratching. Should we get him mittens? Until he's better?
The child or the professor?
The entity formerly known as the Professor.
Perhaps. I'll see if I can find anything. And then I will, what do you say when the moon comes up we trade bodies again?
Yeah, I think that's probably a good idea.
Fantastic.
Until then, I think I need a drink.
He's
It's
gonna
been one of those days.
he's gonna head off down the ship, kind of surveying the crew.
I'm gonna find the bar.
You don't manage to find a bar, but you do manage to find a couple sailors downstairs listening to Ridley Reed, passing a bottle of grog around.
Fabulous. Ooh, grog. Nice. I like grog, like IRL. It's good.
Alrighty. Zeos, what are you up to?
Well, I got to watch all that from the top of the crow's nest, so that was a fun show.
No, you didn't. You fell out of the crow's nest
Oh,
and
yeah,
are
I fell
lying
out
in
of
a
the
puddle
crow's
on the
nest.
deck.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that part. Yeah.
You are a
So-
puddle.
I'm not a puddle. I'm in pain. Lots of pain. Where's my health at again?
You had like 6 hit points or something. I don't know. It
14 because I healed myself before the end of the session.
well, right, but like you hit the deck hard, my guy.
Just slightly, just a little hard. You know, just what was it, 30 feet in the air?
Dude, if you
Try
had
to
hit
throw
the deck
another
any
deck.
harder, you would have been Emma Stone from Spider-Man.
You can't just say shit like that.
You're talking about the new one?
Could you
Because I
just
haven't watched
spoil
that yet.
Spider-Man
No.
for me? Because that would be a bummer.
The one where her.
No.
That
No,
movie's
the-
been out for so long.
Are you talking about the one where
Well, then I probably will.
Andrew Garfield.
Gwen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the saver.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Just
She
say
splatted.
Gwen.
Gwen
I
Splatty.
don't know actors.
No, because Gwen Stacy also appears in the
Sam Raimi trilogy.
Sam Raimi trilogy.
I don't remember that one.
Having said that, moving right along. No more talk about Gwen. No more talk about Gwen Splatty.
And spaghetti.
Well, I'm currently trying to
so-
recover from splatting on the fucking deck.
As you're trying to recover, you just see somebody hold out a hand to help you up.
I look up. Who is it?
It's Monet.
I'll take his hand to get up. Thanks.
Shouldn't
I
you
think-
be able to fly or something?
Not because since I'm, a fallen, my wings don't do that.
Oh, yes. I forgot that all the ASMR are cursed now.
Not all.
Most.
Just most. Yeah.
95% of you. 99. I think most of the non-fallen ASMR are actually dead now. Something about self-sacrifice this, self-sacrifice that.
Hmm.
Anyways, shall we head back up into the crow's nest? I think we need to have a conversation.
Oh?
And he kind of leans in, he whispers, "It's come to my attention that you were stealing things that weren't yours."
Alright.
That's what stealing means.
A note, perhaps?
Ah. I feel like you should... Okay. I head back up to the crow's nest with whatever strength I can muster to get up the fucking side.
Yeah, you get like a third of the way up, and you're kind of feeling like you can't do it anymore, and you just feel him grab the back of your jacket and just celerity drag you up the rest of the mast.
Oh God.
Oh.
Ugh.
He kind of sets you at the top, and he brushes off your shoulders, and he goes, "So, why did you steal the note?"
Well, for one, you're heading in the direction of where my family is and where I could find possible more clues about my father's whereabouts.
Oh, yes. Your father, right.
Whether or not he is truly dead or whether he is alive.
Hmm. He's likely alive. Maybe.
Oh? And how would you know?
Well, I have to assume that he was just made into a vampire.
That is entirely possible.
What can you tell me about the state of home?
Not entirely too much, because I've been gone for 5+ years.
Oh, well, that means you have 20+-ish years on me. So, what has happened since you left?
Since I left?
Or since before you left? Surely you must have some sort of information.
Heck, what would I know about what happened? What's going on?
I don't know.
That's not helpful.
No. It's not. But you were in the world building episode, so you should know the world history.
You see, that would recall me remembering after after waking up.
All right, well, we'll cut this to somebody else then. So Sathar, you're smoking catnip below deck.
Yeah,
Just watching
Walker.
Ridley read to Malum and these sailors.
Yep.
And I'm teaching him how to scratch.
Viet's there too, drinking with the sailors.
Yep.
Malum's gonna sneak away when he can.
I feel like he's reading directly to him.
Yeah.
I'm literally reading to only you, so
Yeah, the other sailors are just kind of
Malum's
there.
still gonna try to stand up and sneak away.
Hey, Ridley, can I steal Malum from you? I have an idea to maybe help his intelligence.
no, I'm busy.
Right then.
Have you done this before? Because I've done this multiple times.
Worked with the dead? Yes. Mm,
I prefer post deceased.
hey, Viet.
That's you, Jack.
Yeah!
You should know a couple of fun like dice games, right?
I know a fair few.
Hey, Ridley, you want to learn a new game?
What are you trying to distract me or something?
Yes. Is it working?
If you just want to take him, then I guess just go for it.
He's gonna pick up Malum and go, yeah, Viet, just teach him whatever game you want. And then he's gonna pause and go, dice game. Specifically a dice game. No strip dice.
Ew, gross.
And then he's going to pull Malum off into the wing for or the chemistry lab room.
So, what's the plan here?
Yeah, that's a good question. Why are you going along with this?
I thought it would be fun. I still think it's fun.
You know, fair enough, but okay. He's just gonna take a deep inhale and go, "Ah, you want some?" I'm gonna offer it to you. It's very clearly.
No, I'm not
catnip.
really a catnip kind of human, you know.
You know, to each their own, I guess.
I mean, I still have a cigar soaked in that other shit.
Do you know where Jack is?
I have no idea. Last I
That's-
saw him, he was up on deck when he I don't remember what he was doing. When I was getting murdered.
That's deeply concerning. But anyways, I was just curious. Have we made any progress with the any of the experiments in here?
Unfortunately, not really. You know, it's rough going.
Well, do we want to potentially switch over to Stola containment?
Potentially. I need to talk to the scientist, like the chemist responsible for this lab.
Well,
Um,
I can go find him if you just want to hang out in here, you know, before more people try to murder you or teach you how to read and scratch yourself. Unless, you know.
no worries. I'll go out and find him. Don't even worry.
I'm a little worried, but he's gonna take another hit and go. You know what? Never mind. I'm not. Go ahead.
Right. And Malum will head out the door.
When you walk out the door, Sathar, you just hear a voice from the back of the chemistry lab just say, "Wow, you're both particularly blind, aren't you?"
Oh! Oh, hello!
No, he waited for you to leave, Malum.
Oh. Oh, damn.
He's gonna turn around and go. I normally, well, you know, paying attention to your surroundings is, you know, only slightly guaranteed to increase your chances of survival. And he's gonna offer him a hit.
He's gonna wave a hand at you, and then pull out his own pipe and light it, and take a drag off it.
I thought I was gonna smell the air and go, didn't take you as an opium kind of guy.
Yes, well, I didn't take you for... Well, I suppose I did take you for a catnip kind of guy.
I mean, nothing wrong with a little bit of opium
Who's
here
he
and there, you know?
talking to?
He's talking to
Kevin.
Grissif.
Gotcha.
Grissif's gonna look at you. Is there something I can help you with?
Oh no, I was simply wanting to talk to Malum, and this room is the quietest on the ship, as you know, most of the sailors are afraid to walk in here for eye-melting rage death.
Yes, well, it is a particularly painful one, so I've heard.
You know, fair enough. I did have a question for you. I've been looking into. Let me think about how to phrase this. Your research notes not related to the rage virus. Is that accessible for others to read?
They are not.
It is not.
No.
So all of your research is proprietary then.
Oh yes, absolutely. What kind of chemist doesn't patent their research?
The type trying to increase their throughput.
I think what you meant to say was the poor ones.
No, I've made many of deal with chemists. You know, they tend to be a greedy bunch. Well, wanting bunch, I guess is the better term.
Yes, well, the heart wants what the heart wants.
My experience, I guess there have been several heart-based ones, but most of the time it's knowledge.
Yes, well, I can safely say that I have all the knowledge that I need.
If you truly believe that, that's concerning. Nobody ever has enough knowledge.
I didn't say I had enough, I said I had what I needed.
Do you have any prisms on board? And some... Do you have any crystal on board as well?
I do not.
Unfortunate. Do any of the three ships, to your knowledge, contain unwilling guests?
Come now, Sathar. By your order, I've only been allowed on this one.
Does not mean you don't have the knowledge.
Perhaps your captain would be somebody better to ask about that.
Before you were confined to this vessel, did we have unwilling guests?
Not that I know of. But I was busy razing a city to the ground, while they were busy preparing the ships.
Is there anything you need, Grissif?
Oh, a ride back to Eltrit would be fantastic, but, you know, worst comes to worst, you let me off the boat and I'll handle it myself.
I will keep that in mind. You know, if you're ever looking to make a deal, tend to keep those.
Yes, well, I've heard more than a fair share of people who have made bargains with devils have had them go in unsatisfying ways.
Sometimes that's simply due to hubris. People want what they want until they get it, and then they aren't satisfied.
Yes, well, I think the better plan there would be for me to just not want.
No matter how this turns out, Grissif, I'm sure I'll be seeing you again.
Perhaps.
I guarantee it. He's gonna say as he smiles and takes another hit and goes, "Don't kill yourself too early. I don't want to see you too soon." And then wanders out of the room.
You're gonna love the way you look. I guarantee it.
As you leave the room, Malum, you are walking across the deck looking for this guy. And he is not there. You cannot find him outside of this room.
That motherfucker already escaped. I needed his help. I can go look for Vampire Man and see if he knows where he's where he is.
Where are you looking for him?
I'm going below deck. Look for the captain. Really, anyone of authority, or the vampire who doesn't have authority, but for some reason still hangs out. You know, just the classic places. You know, the galley. The galley? No, that's the whole damn ship. The what's the mess hall called? Doesn't
Yes.
matter.
I guess what I'm getting around to is, are you gonna think to check the crow's nest for him?
Yeah, I'd probably check the crow's nest eventually.
When you pop your head up into the crow's nest, you just, like, it literally just sounds like a history lesson coming from Zeos.
Zeus, who you teach in history?
Well, Vonet's sitting across from him.
Oh. Hey, Vonet.
Professor, can I help you with something?
Well, I'm looking for Grissif. You seen him around?
Well, I believe he's in his
You
lab.
haven't eaten him yet, have you?
No.
His lab.
I haven't eaten quite anyone yet. How are you feeling? Lively, I presume?
Oh, quite well.
I see that young Ridley's talking lessons are paying off.
Oh yes, of course.
Perhaps we need to do it to
I,
this one next, and he looks across at you, Zeos.
I'd prefer not.
It really is
Are you
quite
sure?
painless.
From falling from the crow's nest, I'd say no, it's not.
Oh no, we're not gonna throw you off the crow's nest. We're simply going to kill you and bring you back to life. Ah, I see the.
Exactly.
I see where you could have gotten that lost in translation.
Yeah.
It's not that bad. All it takes is one bite, and he's just gonna smile at you, but instead of his normal teeth, he's got the shark teeth.
You see, I'm good.
Suit yourself, I guess. I guess I'll check his lab again, but we were just in there.
Yes, well, I suppose I don't have anything to do. Could you send another sailor up into the crow's nest for me, Malum, when you head down?
Why don't you send your little minion here to do it?
Oh, nobody will listen to him.
Yeah, but I think I've sent one too many people up here for you.
Yes, well, I'm getting a bit peckish.
Well,
I suppose I'll just go pick one off the deck when the sun sets.
best of luck to you, Zeos. And then Malm's gonna head down.
Bonet's just gonna look back across at you and smile, still with the shark teeth, Zeos. Alright.
Prefer you didn't.
Sathar, were you going looking for Jack?
He asked where he was, basically just trying to figure out where everybody was, but he's not specifically looking for him. He's just kind of wandering around the ship.
Okay, well, you would find him yelling at a sailor about how he improperly tied a knot.
Jack!
He continues yelling at the sailor.
I'll walk up and just put a hand on Jack's shoulder.
Why I oughta... Oh, Sathar, how can I help you?
Why are you yelling at one of the people?
Because he's being an idiot.
Sure, but he's gonna look at the dude, and look back to him. Fair enough. Anyways, we all need to have a conversation about. I told you to tell, or I promised to give you all more information. Tonight, bottle of whiskey, a few games of dice. Yeah,
Absolutely.
sounds like a plan.
Oh,
In the
you're-
meantime, I do have a question for you, and he kind of like guides you away out of earshot of this guy. These weapons in the north, what are they? Just a
I'm
thought.
gonna need you to repeat everything after I have a question. My headset died.
These weapons in the north, what are they?
The weapons of the north. As far as I honestly, I am kind of unsure. The Trader King was interested in them and did not particularly share any reason. As far as I know, they could be something mundane, but knowing his ambitions, it was most likely. If I was a betting man, well,
Something to
Wrong
kill
choice.
something to kill the lich then?
no. If I had to guess, it was something to prevent his own death.
Oh, well, everything dies. It's just a matter of whether or not it comes back.
Not everything. But either way, could be some sort of weaponry to attempt to prevent death, and by one means or another, it could be some type of weaponry to try to slaughter slaughter the lich. By the way, how do you know about the lich? Wait, you were with me.
Of course I was. I was there.
Sorry, he's gonna take another hit and goes, this stuff really screws with my memory.
Not a
It's
problem.
really. Anyways, I've got a few contracts to go finish writing up. But tonight, yes?
Yes, tonight. I will be sure to be there. Do you want to do this before or after the sun sets?
After.
All right. I will be sure that I am there promptly on time.
He's gonna look at Jack for a second and pause and go, uh-huh. Okay, well, I'm gonna go back to writing.
Anyways, I need to go speak to Viet about his unseemly crew, and he's going to immediately head below deck. And as soon as he gets below deck, you're just gonna feel him grab your shoulder and pull you away from the guys drinking, Jack. And he's
Okay.
gonna go, we gotta change back bodies. Sathar wants to have a meeting, and I think he's on to me.
You're gonna do what?
Shut up, Ridley! Keep reading. The sailors enjoy it.
You're
I was
not.
playing dice with the guy you just pulled away.
No, he was playing dice with me,
Yeah.
or he grabbed me.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the person.
Yeah.
Yes, that's
That's-
what he was saying.
Yeah, I
You
dragged you away
were
from
playing
his
dice with him,
game.
and he pulled you away from Ridley.
Ridley, leave
Ridley,
the...
why don't you read to the crew?
Yes, leave
I have
the
to have a
captain-
conversation
leave
with
the
Jack.
captain to myself and the captain.
Okay, Moriarty. And Ridley's gonna go upstairs.
Anyways, we need to switch bodies back.
Yeah, you're not real good at picking up on how to be somebody else, are you?
I don't particularly care to learn how to be you.
Oh, I was gonna say because I could give you a few pointers.
No, it's fine. As I said, I do this for fun, but I'm more than comfortable being myself. And he's gonna lead you to his room, like the captain's quarters, to switch bodies back.
Yeah, I
Malum-
just changed back and my clothes changed into my clothes.
Yeah, he changes back and he takes your clothes off and he kind of just throws them in a corner and starts putting his own clothes back on. Malum, you see them walking away as you head into the lab.
I was gonna go in the lab and start looking for really just any chemicals that he thinks might be useful.
As you're kind of looking through chemicals, you hear a voice behind you say, "Professor, can I help you with something?"
Well, yeah. Didn't we have an agreement? Weren't we gonna get you out of here?
Oh, yes, but you've yet to hold up your end.
Well, you've yet to hold up yours. But I've come up with what I think your end might be.
Oh,
are you familiar with the Arcanophage?
He kind of watches his eyes go dark and he goes, "Very. Why?"
Well, I need a precursor to stabilize it if I were to, say, inject it. While not causing death, have the effects remain active without long-term instability, stuff like that. You wouldn't happen to have any ideas as to
Never feed him after
how I would
midnight.
go about that, do you?
Hey, Mackenzie, thanks for the follow. Something to stabilize it, so to speak? Or do you just need a live version of the virus?
Well, I guess I need both.
Hmm. Well, I can't particularly help you with a stabilizer. Do you have much knowledge of the Arcanophage? What exactly
Well,
are
I've
you
studied
trying to do with it?
extensively. Well, I have these formulas I've worked over the last few years. I've come up with a way, you see, to have it target a specific brand, specific type of magic. And really, this all started when an old student banished me, you see. And I just need to make sure it doesn't happen again before I go back.
I don't see why being banished would be particularly troublesome. You'd come back within several minutes.
Well, I was on a different plane.
Oh?
Yeah,
How did you get...
I'm not.
Dave, you know that if you donate 100 of those, it gives you guys a reroll, right?
No, but I want to know how many I have to give you to turn Zeus into a vampire.
More than that, my guy.
69
More
more.
than that.
No. How about no?
Well, it's some more closed magic up north. I don't
Ugh.
even know if it's still around. I mean, I'm hoping it is.
Actually, the anti-magic field is still active in the north.
Oh, is it? That does bode well.
It is.
Means there. Wait, how do you know? Wait, have you been up there?
Well, you know, I've had to make procurements.
Battle stations. Raid incoming.
So you do have a sample.
Oh, I do. Ferret, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome to No More Light, the evil half of the Duality campaign. He looks back at you, Malum, and he says, "Well, of course I did. I mean, it was the only place you could find live samples.
I am aware.
But I might have
So-
one. It did cost me quite a bit of money, though.
Enough money to get you off this boat?
Oh, more than
Is-
enough. Enough
That's what
money
I'm
for me to
thinking.
take one of your boats.
Are you having fun with your
Ooh,
Triforce?
Very nice. Well, I'm thinking I can get you out of here. And that would be more than enough exchange, in my opinion, to make that happen quickly, quietly, and without them tracing you.
Oh, now you have my attention, Professor.
Well, I do believe with my equations I could get it to prevent all divination magic.
Interesting. He kind of walks over and he pulls out like a small, almost like a pen case. And when he opens it up, there's a sealed vial of just this sparking, like, ambrosia style liquid. And he goes, and all that would take is this.
Yes.
He hands it to you.
In that case, Malum is going to start working on making two different versions of the thing. One for the divination, and one for the other one. What was the other one?
He is going to assist you, so give me an Arcana check at advantage.
Ideal.
Somebody made a meme about you, Dave.
Ryan died.
19.
He
19.
is back.
You'll be able to formulate what you want to.
Perfect.
Oh shit. Producer glasses. Oh shit, where'd my glasses go?
Producer glasses make it so.
I guess we're going with the pirate goggles.
Solidarity, and I should be wearing these anyway.
God.
Ooh.
This is my life now. I am down a lens. I don't actually know where that other lens went either. Oh my gosh.
No.
I just realized that Dungeon Doggo is still trapped. Give me 1 second.
Oh no!
Oh no! And I gotta put my hat back on too. The ultimate pirate. Alrighty. So after you make this, it's about time for you guys all to have your meeting, Sithar, if you want to go around gathering people up.
Yep, I can. Well, I told Jack, so I'm assuming that Jack is gonna just, find me.
Yes.
Um,
He is going to have a bottle of whiskey that Viet gave him. Specifically because you requested it, and he's trying to keep the continuity alive.
you do know what potentially gave him away there, right?
Oh yeah.
Saying he was gonna be on time.
Yep. That's why he's going to make sure. Like, Jack, Viet comes up to you like 10 minutes before the meeting and goes, I said I'd be on time.
He's gonna go around finding Ridley, Zeos, Malum. And just asking them if they would like to join for just kind of a brief question, like, any questions that they have, as well as Sithar has the documents for them to sign. Or at least look over.
Alright, so you guys are in this room and Sithar shows you the document. What does it read, Sithar?
Oh, I guess, is Malum there yet?
He would be, yeah.
Okay.
I'm assuming he would have found you in the lab. What does the document read, Sithar?
I have posted it in the No More,
But for chat.
So, it is a contract detailing, the stipulations of the deal. The deal essentially states that, the signer will agree to, actively attempts to mitigate the death of the grantor, which is Sithar, as well as bring about the new Kali Empire, as well as installing Ridley as king. In return, Sithar will grant them the grantor will do all, the grantor will do all, or will try their best to prevent the death, bodily harm, their soul being sucked into the soul well, being eviscerated by insects, being set on fire by Ridley, and this is not dragging over, and or being turned into a statue by Ridley, is what Sithar will attempt to prevent from them. And it also prevents them from sharing Sithar's name, true or otherwise. Well, his true name and true names of any devils that they come across.
Who's signing it?
I'm reading through the whole thing, so it's gonna take a minute.
Fair. You guys just want to talk about your plans then going forward?
Yep, we sit down and Sithar's gonna look and go, so I know several of you have many questions. What questions can I help answer? He's gonna pour a glass of whiskey and hand it to Ridley.
Ridley's gonna sit down and continue reading after pulling out some glasses.
Okay.
And Ridley gets like super intense and starts reading through it.
Hey Ridley, you want to sound out the words for me?
I'd be able to read it. What do you mean?
He's a lawyer, remember?
Oh yeah, Ridley is a lawyer. I always forget about that part. Zeos, are you reading through it?
I am, yes.
Malum has read through some of it and has decided to tuck it away and think about signing it later. He's sort of in a hurry to get back to the lab, it seems.
Malum, what's of concern?
No concern, I just need to be of clear mind before I sign it, and I'm, quite frankly, a little inebriated.
Fair enough. You seem preoccupied. Do you have any questions that I can answer for you?
So, when the boyo gets taken over by the Lich, we're not going to be in harm's way at all, are we?
No, why would you?
I don't know. Just concerning is all.
The aspect that Ridley has with his father, progenitor, is
Hardly know her.
is tenuous at best. But it does not involve you all. You all are simply here to, well, you all were brought in for several different means, but simply helping keep him alive. Yes, Ridley?
And a question in section 2, line 5. I believe it's referring to the death of the Granger. In that case, is my being taken over by the Lich considered my death, or is that just a temporary change of state?
For you specifically, it is a temporary change of state. However, there is some wiggle room on that one in particular, Ridley.
Ridley looks shocked. Whew, that's like all the big words I knew.
Boom, exhausted.
He doesn't go catatonic.
So, you're pretty connected to the kid getting taken over by the Lich, then?
Sathar's gonna be taken aback by this and go, what do you mean?
Well, I'm just wondering what you're getting out of that contract.
Do you like full disclosure on that contract?
Well, I mean, if you want to disclose it, I don't mean to pressure you.
The deal I have with Ridley's progenitor is one that has spanned millennia. I have looked after his interests on this plane, and he has looked after interests in mine. And after the fall of Cali, and honestly, about a millennia beforehand, I got into some trouble and was unable to recover my power. Thus why I
see.
am unable to do some of the things that I was able to do beforehand.
Sorry, it happens to older guys all the time. And you're thousands of years old at this point.
You just hear a laugh inside your head, Jack.
Well, yeah, I guess you could say that happens from time to time with certain individuals, but yes, essentially he prevents my permanent death, and I look after his interests on this plane.
Fair enough.
Inside your head, Jack.
Permanent death.
Correct, permanent death.
Inside your head, Jack, you just hear, makes you wonder why the Lich can't look after them himself.
'Cause the Lich is a dumbass? I mean, you heard him. Who fucking talks like that?
The
I mean,
child.
brilliant maybe, but he's insane.
Yes, well, so's his, how did Sathar put it? His progeny. Anyways.
Although, I do have something new to potentially discuss with all of you. Zeos, how's that contract treating you?
Still glancing it over.
Alright. Well, what all are your goals? Malum, I briefly recall revenge being one of them.
Yes, my former students. Back in Chilaxin.
Your former students are in Chilaxin.
Yes.
Roll me a
Remember,
deception
they
check.
have the Arcanophage? Deception check.
Oh, I didn't mean to roll that as Zeos.
Skills. Sorry, I'm still getting used to new interface.
In your head, Jack, you just hear he's lying.
In my head, I reply, "Oh, I figured. I'll figure it out. Trust me." He's like in my head enough to know what I'm capable of. Like, I'm not gonna get fucked over by this. Well, I know better.
You know who doesn't? Zeos.
No one knows that.
I suspect, my dear Moriarty, that the Echo has another purpose in mind. Malum, Sathar, continue.
Well,
Uh,
go ahead, Malum.
well, I mean, but it's also not really entirely my concern. If they use the Arcanophage against the Soul Well, it's the whole realm, is it not?
Use the Arcanophage against the Soul. What do you mean?
Well, I told you back in the dungeon that they speak of war and armies. I mean, they talk about bringing down Kali, and Kali is fed by the Soul Well.
Well, if they use the Arcanophage on the Soul, that will not go as they intend.
Yes, but they don't know that, and they don't listen to me anymore.
Well, that's beneficial for us. Let me ask you, with you once being a slave, the contract that, or part of the contract that the Lich has waived has allowed some flexibility in my plans. And
Oh.
with the amount of power that we are discussing, and with the vast majority of you being competent individuals, I'm curious how you all would feel about potentially, obviously, overthrowing Kali with their false ruler, but taking it a step further. No longer being servants, in general, any of us.
Well, I'm always a fan of regaining my prestige.
I mean, my goal is just to become king.
I'm not a fan of the public eye.
Power doesn't require the
Oh.
public eye.
Trust me, prestige allows all sorts of anonymity.
Most who lead properly do so from the shadows anyway.
Has nobody told the child that he's not going to become king?
I mean, I tried to explain that to him.
I understand that I'm gonna die or something when I'm.
That was
king. I
in
get
his
it.
head.
Oh,
Yeah.
But I'm curious how you all feel about using this power in a way that we see fit, instead of working for powers that be.
I mean, that was how I intended it going in the first place. I wasn't expecting to hand over a weapon to anybody.
Well, more so using the weapon as a greater means for than simply fighting an army of students, as competent as I'm sure your students are.
Well, you have to understand the students are no longer students, and they, in fact, do have a city backing them up, as decimated as it may be.
You feel more than hear Jack Roran kind of perk up when he says that.
How about this? You can keep your weapon and you can take whatever you like. Just leave Chillaxin to me.
I was going to propose using the weapon as our dry run. Allow you to get your revenge and show you the other side of the coin, as it were.
I mean, you have to understand the people in Chillaxin and the technology is not forgone, perhaps misled for now, but if I could regain power there.
You could
I
regain
don't-
power in a lot more places than just Chillaxin.
I have no desire to.
Once the ball begins to roll, it rarely stops on the hill.
Great, then you can ride the ball to the next hill, and I shall get off.
I don't think
That's
you know how
Chillaxin.
balls work with hills.
Well, I just jump off, you know? It seems like a bad metaphor. Am I the ball? Are you the ball? Is the weapon the ball?
The
Come on,
power
Zathar.
you would obtain. Anyways, allowing you to continue your research without such a means as limitations seems valuable to you. Having Ridley installed as the true and rightful king would be beneficial. Zeos is here, and Jack leading us. Jack leading his spy ring once again on a global scale would be incredibly beneficial.
All right, tell you what. I want to watch you sign it, and then I will sign it. Deal?
This contract.
Yeah, this one in my hand that I just read. Sign
He's
it.
gonna look it over to make sure that there were no adulterations to the contract.
Okay, then we both need to make rules.
Oh no.
And if you succeed, I'll send you the copy of it I just sent to PT. Have you skimmed it, PT? Did you see what I did?
I did. I like it. Okay, roll me a sleight of hand. And
It's forgery, actually, which is sleight of hand based.
yeah,
Well, hold on. Can I not just reread the contract in its entirety?
I suppose you would also have a copy of your own, so I'll give you advantage on finding the thing he changed.
No, it would be performance. Forgery is a performance skill.
Okay, so
Because it's like painting or calligraphy or yada yada yada.
performance versus insight at advantage.
Well, that's my
Oh.
like one of my.
Well-
worst
Well, I
choices.
rolled real bad.
Just a little bit. It was like 15, I think, right? And then it rolled over.
It was. God damn it.
He has very obviously made changes to this contract.
I'll send you a copy of it to read
Just
it.
tell
'Cause you
him what
might
you
still be
changed.
okay with it. I doubt it, but you might. I'll just throw it in no more notes so everybody can read it. Why don't you fill in for chat some of the changes I made if you can find it? I did a pretty good job of trying to bury things.
Yeah.
Give me. Sathara's gonna look this over. Other people can chat.
Ridley accidentally burns his copy.
Accidentally.
Just playing with it and it catches on fire.
Yeah, he's like reading like the line by line with his finger, and like it just starts smoldering, and then just bursts into
I
flame.
do have to emphasize that taking on my former students will not be an easy task. Chilaxin is not an undefended city. Otherwise, it would have been taken years ago, I'm sure. Some of you may or may not be aware we have an anti-magic field around the entirety of the city, which is impenetrable to the likes of us. So, I suspect that's where the weapon will come in handy. But more importantly, there's the forest is inhabited by lycanthrope, and there's a lot of them. So we might need a small army to just get through the woods, let alone retaking the city.
Wasn't that why we were going to Swarulu for an army?
Partially.
Yeah.
I believe there was talk of some magical gem. Who knows?
That's
what
in
it's for.
Tejas.
Yeah.
So Swarlulu was for what then?
The vampire army
To get an army.
that we
Which
were
will
promised?
join us. Why?
Because we were promised from Fonet. He said he'd help us get an army.
I see.
Jack, if you could ask them for me. I've failed to see the part of this plan yet where I am released to go finish my work.
That comes when we acquire the gem from Tejas. Remember, we need the gem to free you. The weapon can aid in getting the gem. The army will aid in getting the weapon and obtaining the gem.
Yes, but all I've heard of this gem is that it's an object of immense power. I've yet to hear how Sithar intends to use it to let me out. If the Soul Well is his pet project, shouldn't he just be able to release me?
It sounds like it was his pet project and the Lich's. So that's all bound up together. And I think that gem is the key, but we can ask, hey, Sithar!
Jack,
So how exactly is that gem gonna get... You sound salty. What'd you find, friend?
before we discuss the gem, you wish to not only be able to speak my name, my true name, but breach the contract at He's
Man,
just
you got
gonna
a better contract than I did.
He did not. He's gonna say as he looks at it and goes, "The deal is rather fair. As it stood, my servitude is not on the table."
Then I'm not signing a contract. I will still aid you. But I will not be bound to a deal with the devil unless the scales are tipped in my favor.
It is one of the better deals I have offered. It is one of the least leaning deals that I have ever offered.
Yes, but potentially at the expense of my soul, which I apparently still have. So
Yes, well, there's a
Hard
claim.
pass.
There's a claim on that already.
also that.
The only time your soul is up for questionable retrieval is...
Yeah, but I don't want to give the kid to the Lich.
Nor do I.
Yeah.
You know, you just hear inside your head, Jack. Technically, as you do not have a soul to bargain with, you could sign the contract in bad faith.
It out of character, still would not matter. There's a different
No.
part of the contract that would require him to supply Sithar with 3 souls.
Oh no!
If his
He has
soul
to.
is
Oh
unable
no! He has to kill more people.
Hey, you have to admit, I did a good job at hiding shit where a quick scan would have revealed nothing wrong, though.
Yeah, but you're talking to a bard who specializes in writing contracts.
And I'm a spy master who specializes in forgery.
You know, fair enough. Fair enough.
Like, if there was anybody who could potentially go toe-to-toe with you, it's me.
Meanwhile, everybody else just not going to sign the contract.
Basically.
I mean, Malum tucked his away. Ridley lit his on fire. You changed yours, and Zeos is still reading.
Zeo's pretending to read it.
It's even better.
I already read it. I'm just pretending to continue to read it.
Anyways, on the topic at hand, Jack, I don't see how the gem helps.
Yeah, so how does this gem help? What does the gem do?
The gem was a focal point. It was one of the original items there at the Soulwell's creation, and I may or may not have given it as a gift to somebody. That's neither here nor there. The soul in and of itself, the gem, will allow for modification of existing souls within the well. While it is challenging to get one soul in its entirety, as you can think of the soul well as more of a mass of souls as opposed to individual souls floating around, it is still theoretically possible to retrieve an individual soul.
Inner monologue, what do you think?
I think
That's
he's
the best plan we've heard.
I think he's beating around the bush.
Alright, cut to the chase. How are we getting Roaring out? Because I'm hearing a lot of maybes.
Well, as it happens, the benefit of using the gem in the way that my research suggests, as well as Malum having looked it over, if we expend the energy from the mass, with Roran's soul being particularly, let's call it hardy, his soul will be anchored to the well for a while. Skimming off some of the top will allow us to identify his soul and retrieve it.
So what's our timetable look like on that?
The more we use the weapon, the quicker it becomes.
So do we have a whole plan on,
Wait,
me
so
not
what
becoming
weapon?
the body of a lich?
What weapon?
The gem.
The gem is a weapon?
Not in and of itself. I'm not dumb enough to give it to him. Look, I may make some dumb decisions from here and there. Like making that deal with that stupid gnome. But
A gnome?
look, do you remember the gnome I told you about previously?
Uh-huh.
I may or may not have made a few deals with him.
Oh, that was real. Okay.
Oh yes, no, he was a real fellow, quite interesting. But
Totally
yeah.
thought you were making that up.
No, real gnome. I'm not dumb enough to give a weapon of unmeasurable power to an individual I was betting. So, look, it's there. If we can get it and go back to the soul well, we can create a focal point and allow it to manipulate sentient individuals.
Inner monologue. What do you think?
Seems like the most we're going to get out of him right now.
Do you have an alternate course of action that would suit us?
I burn this world to the ground and we run like hell and avoid its destruction?
I mean, can you take me with you wherever you go when you leave from here?
Absolutely I can.
How do we burn the world to the ground? Break the soul well, right? How do we do that?
We get the gem.
Acquiring something that doesn't belong to me, I would never.
No. I suppose that would violate your delicate sensibilities.
Yeah.
And Ridley, before you, as you asked earlier, I do have a plan for that.
So do I. We make him a lich before the other guy can take him.
Not a good idea. It is a good idea, but it's not what I had in mind. Allowing Ridley to continue his existence as Ridley sees fit is more my desired outcome.
So we
Have
kill
you
the
gone
lich.
soft for poor old Ridley?
I'm sorry, Malum?
I said, have you gone soft for poor little Ridley?
If you could set me down, Jack, I think it's my time to influence the conversation.
Pull out the gun and point it at Sathar.
Oh, calm down.
You just watch as the shadowy figure billows out of the end of the barrel and it's just standing in the room. I don't
I put
believe
the
that
gun back.
I don't believe that Sathar can kill the Lich.
Thara's not going to say a single word and just stare at him.
No, Sathar can't.
Well, yeah, it's
but
against
we
the
can,
contract, isn't it?
And having not signed the contract, we won't be violating that contract by killing someone under his protection or that he sees as an ally.
Yes, well,
I know why that clause was there, Sathar.
for
I'm not stupid.
alternative reasons, I don't think any of you could kill the Lich either.
Oh,
I ain't gonna try to kill a lich. That's a death sentence. What are you?
I don't think
insane?
it's us that kills the lich.
No. Perhaps you all should give me and Sathar the room.
Can I even and you still be...
Yes. A portion of my
Okay.
essence will still be tied to the gun, though, so I will still be in your head. And
Okay.
in your head, you hear, "Follow the professor."
Got it.
Anyways, if you would all be so kind.
I take a hike.
Oh, we'll head out.
Slide out.
Thar- Thar's going to look at the glasses of whiskey on the table. Did anybody drink anything?
I'll go
No.
with Malum.
Ridley, I'm sure, drank his.
No, he set it down. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Can't
Sathar
be
is just
drunk
gonna
while
start-
discussing law.
The most fun way to discuss law. Anyway, Sathar is going to be picking up glasses as
I
people
love
are
it.
leaving and just down Zeus's and then down Ridley's.
You watch as the figure kind of just like almost falls backwards as a chair just appears behind him. Like a shadow chair. And he goes,
Sure.
Sathar, how would you have struck a deal so poor?
Believe it or not, these individuals are intelligent and beneficial to me without requiring their souls.
I meant
I
with
don't-
Razak, Sathar. I care not for these mortals.
Well, when you left, a power vacuum was created, and the war that ensued cost me most of my real estate.
Oh. And to think I thought that nobody in the Nine Hells realized I was gone.
I was able to put down that pesky little insurrection, but not at significant cost to myself.
And now...
Nulkaros is dead, though, which is beneficial.
Oh, splendid. I always hated him. Anyways, it appears to me that... Are you unable to speak to the terms of your contract?
Aspects of it.
But it's safe to say, and stay silent if I'm wrong, or stay silent if I'm correct, you cannot talk about killing the Lich, planning to kill the Lich, or how to kill the Lich.
Slayer's gonna lean over and just grab a different glass of whiskey and just down it.
That's what I thought. Now, if... Well, I'm sure you'll attack me if the terms of the contract specified this, but if somebody else were to kill the Lich of their own volition, and he just looks at you,
He's nursing his own glass of whiskey at this point. He's not downing his, but he's just gonna continue to stare at him.
Now, Sathar, what if I could offer you a better deal?
I'm always up for making deals.
I kill 2 or 3 of the most powerful things on this continent. On this plane, really, and I leave it to you.
That sounds like one hell of a carrot. What's the stick?
You don't get in my way. You don't get to know my plans. You just hold to the fact that we'll both follow the deal we made.
He's gonna just pause for a second and think. Oath or blood?
Well, he kind of holds up his hand and he goes, I can't exactly bleed in this form, so I suppose we'll have to go with oath. Of course, you could always sign another contract with me. You remember how the last one went.
And what of the child?
He'll live as himself. Up until his 18th birthday, obviously. We wouldn't want to break your contract.
Of course not.
And I wouldn't want to make it seem like we were breaking your contract. But the child will get to live as himself. At least to his 18th birthday.
And of the other 3?
Do you really care what happens to the other 3?
Not as much as Ridley.
Then before the gods, do we have a deal?
He's going to snap his fingers as a document appears, and he's going to go. He's going to sign his name on it and hand it over to him, and he goes, "If you wish to sign, simply touch."
He holds his hand up, and you watch his tendrils of smoke come out of his hand. And where they touch the paper, it decays until his name is like burned in it like a hole.
And if he does, the document is going to vanish. Very well.
To be clear, that document said exactly what you guys have discussed, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
He lawful evil. He's not trying to slide things past people.
Fantastic. Well, you know, you and
Chaotic
Roran,
neutral. I will fuck anyone over.
you and Roran have a very
My bad.
tumultuous relationship.
Yes, that is to say the least.
He's going to look at you. He goes, so, this is Gem. Tell me
Yes.
about the man who holds it. And we're going to cut to another group while you do that.
Alright.
So, Malum, where are you going?
Malum's sort of going back to the lab, but he's keeping an eye out, and if he's being followed, he's going to divert away.
Alright, Jack roll stealth, Malum roll perception.
I mean, him and I work in the lab together, typically. But sure.
Well,
I don't
That's,
think you can beat that.
Nat
You know-
20's always beat.
Not with skill checks. You can't critically succeed a skill check.
I have literally always let people critically succeed skill checks in this game so far. Having said that, he didn't beat it.
he doesn't do
anyways.
that anyway.
You don't realize that Jack is following you to the lab.
Alright, I'm
Jack
gonna
is a
go into the
goddamn
lab.
ninja.
Ninja time.
When you enter the lab, Grissif is inside, and he has a mask on as he's like working on a sample, and he looks at you and he says, "I think I have the first dose of yours complete."
Very good.
Your notes on the subject were particularly enlightening, Professor. What did you
Oh,
just
thank
do?
you.
How did you just yank yourself off the map?
Where did he go?
There's no map.
You guys don't see a map?
No.
I see him.
I see a map.
I see a map.
Well, let me refresh my page. Mine's just a blank screen.
Oh.
Oh, I see a map.
Anyways. He goes, and he kind of brings you over this gold glowing syringe. And Jack, you're watching all this through like the keyhole of the door, I'm guessing.
No, I would have snuck in behind him.
Okay, let me roll Grissif's perception real quick. Cool, you're fine. And you watch him bring Malum this kind of glowing gold syringe that you would recognize as the base color of this. This is a vial of Arcanophage.
What the fuck?
And he's going to hand it to Malum and go, would you like to do the honors?
That's not.
Might as well. And Malum will inject it.
Into himself?
Yep.
You watch as these kind of racing lines of magic run through all of Malum's veins, and then they flash gold and slowly fade.
Well, here goes nothing. And Malum's going to cast Sanctuary.
Hang on. I let Roran know what's going on, like, right now. So he can tell Sathar. Because this seems important.
When you tell Roran what's going on, he just responds with, well, isn't that interesting? I knew the Echo was up to something. I promise that I will let Sathar know.
Thank you. Should I kill him?
No. Let's
Like, is
see
it
what-
contagious?
I don't know. I've been here
Because
as
if it's
long
contagious,
as you have, Jack. We've been watching the same performance.
well, it seems to affect all magic, from what I've been told, which includes the magic that ties you to me and you to the gun. That could be bad for us, especially if it's infectious.
Well, then let's just watch and see what happens. And Malum, as you cast Sanctuary, which, Jack, this is a spell that you've seen him cast, so you know what he's trying to cast. You watch
Alright.
as the spell would manifest, all of Malum's veins glow brightly yellow, and then they flash and fade, and the spell doesn't go off.
Ideal. I think it worked. Do you have your dose ready?
I do. And he kind of pulls
There
out
any-
a similarly glowing vial, but it's purple. As what you doing?
How far are they from me?
About 10
And what's
feet.
the cover situation look like?
About 10 feet. They're in between the two lab benches. You can move up the room with the lab bench on either side, using them as cover.
Okay, so I can get within, like, grabbing distance?
If you went under the table, yes. Like, there's two benches with lab equipment on them. They are in between the two, and you would be moving up the outside.
Gotcha. Okay, so here's the plan. I'm gonna chill touch the door so there's a noise at the door. That is a thing that just appears at the door. It doesn't go from me to the door.
Okay. So, Malum, Grissif looks over your shoulder at the door as you hear a noise at the door behind you as well.
Is the vial still in Grissif's hand?
Yes.
I'll make it happen again.
Grissif is going to look at the
Quickly,
door,
it doesn't
and
seem
then
like we have a lot of time.
he's going to nod to you, Malum, and inject it into his forearm.
As he goes to inject it into his forearms, sleight of hand to try to rip it out of his hand, and then move. So that's action, move, bonus move, and then bonus action, hide again. basically trying to do all of it unseen. So like he knows something took it, but like what the fuck just happened?
Okay, make your sleight of hand check. Because he is holding it, and it is incredibly valuable.
He'll have
to him,
advantage.
it's gonna
Yeah.
be like a DC 23. We'll go DC 23. You can still.
Well,
meet
it's
that,
also
right?
unexpected. They think they're alone.
True. So we'll go DC
Not now that
21
there's noise.
because you should still be able to hit a 21 on a good roll. I think you have what, like a +6 or 7 to sleight of hand.
If I can find my fucking skills.
They are if you click attributes on your sheet, they are all right there.
Oh,
All
yep.
You have a +3. So yeah, that's hittable.
I do.
That's hittable. You reach out as he goes to inject it, and they don't notice that you're there. So you hit
Okay.
a high enough roll that they don't notice but you're there, but you can't catch him by the time he injects it into his arm. And you watch as a similar thing happens. You watch these veins of magic race up his body, and then they flash purple and fade away.
Do I see anything
cast-
important on his person?
Not particularly.
I'm gonna cast Identify off him,
On what?
or on just something he's holding.
So you watch as Malum goes to cast Identify on the vial. And since Grissif is still holding it, Grissif's veins flash purple and then fade as the Identify spell fails to go off.
Looks like it's working.
So that cloaks divination, but he can't cast anyway.
You've done an excellent job with your research, Professor.
Thank you. I'll do my best.
Well, I suppose. Have you considered what would happen if you mixed the different schools? Could you make this apply unilaterally?
I worry that there would be too much power drawn. I fear it would result as the original Incarnathage and kill the host.
Yes, well, we did go to great efforts to keep this from being virulent.
Yes.
Oh, thank God.
But,
Well,
and he holds out his hand, he goes, I suppose I'll leave the next part of the plan up to you, Professor.
I would think we ought to get this done by tonight.
Yes, well, we must at least be prepared for when we make port in the morning.
Yes, of course.
And Grissif's gonna start, like, packing up lab equipment.
Don't pack too much. Don't want to set anybody off.
He looks at you and he chuckles and he says, what are they going to do? Cry for me?
True. And Malum will head towards the door.
As Malum turns away and Grissif is still looking at him, I stand up from behind the table, draw my pistol, and just put one right in the back of Grissif's skull. Execution style.
When you draw your pistol and pull the trigger, it does not fire.
It's not divination magic.
It doesn't matter. Roran doesn't want you to shoot him.
Oh, okay. And I
Is
know
there a
that's why
clip?
it didn't go off, not something with him. Like
Yes.
I would know
Yeah,
that
you
that's
would
why
be
it didn't
you would be aware that Roran is blocking the weapon from working. Roran doesn't. So you pull it out and it doesn't make a noise, and Grissif's still looking away, so you still have a chance to like duck back down into cover.
Yeah, I just hide again. I'm like, okay.
I want apologies, Mr. Moriarty, but I want to see where this is going.
I understand.
There is dreadfully little entertainment on this ship.
I'm just... If he's gone by morning and their plan interferes with anything we're doing, we cannot scry for him.
Yes, well, if his plan interferes with anything what we're doing, we'll simply kill him.
But he's leaving in the morning.
Yes,
That's
well,
the problem.
yes, well, you have a sizable amount of gold. Just because a man can't be found magically does not mean you can't find him by more mundane means. You called yourself a spy master, did you not?
I did, but part of being a spy master is knowing when to take the shot before your prey eludes you.
Ah, yes. Let's stick to the spying and save the political assassinations for a different time.
Very well.
Anyways, I feel like he's going to go cause chaos for somebody other than us. Otherwise, he would have... Well, it would have made more sense for him to release the virus on the boat, would it not? If he is not magic himself, as you say.
Potentially.
Perhaps you can corner the professor and ask him about it.
Oh, yeah, the professor and I are going to have a long chat in a dark room.
And Malum, you leave the room, and Jack, you can follow him out the door before it closes if you want to.
Yeah, I will.
Alrighty.
And right after he walks out the door, I'm going to grab his shoulder and spin him around. Like I'm standing right on the other side of the door on his heels.
Alright, so as the
I'm
door
more than-
closes,
how can I
Malum,
help you?
you're just spun around by your shoulder.
How can I help you?
Hey, what's going on? I couldn't help. I had some thoughts on the concoction we're working on.
Okay.
Now, it's all alchemical, right? There aren't any
As far as I'm aware.
elements of true magic in it that we've been able to discern.
I believe the insect's production is magical, but the
Chemical itself is not.
non-magical, as far as I'm aware.
So, what if we were able to incorporate a variant of the Arcanophage into it?
What would that add?
Potentially an element of control if we're looking to use to make an army.
Seems like it would add more of an element of infectability, and I don't know about
Oh
you,
yeah,
but
but
I don't.
you
look
seem
for
to have
another
already solved
plague.
that problem.
Have I?
Not but a moment ago, I saw you inject yourself with the Arcanophage. As well
I
as Grisip.
see. The little spy master can't put his toys away.
The little
Well,
Spy
yes.
Master. To what end?
To the end if I don't get banished again.
Now, isn't that
If you're from
interesting?
here, getting banished shouldn't be a problem.
Well, maybe I'm not from here.
Interestinger and interestinger. Those were not words.
No. No, they were not.
You're looking for more and more interesting.
I was,
perhaps?
but I didn't find it.
You
I
just said
found
the
a
word
different
twice.
I found
You
different
just said
words.
the word twice.
No, I added to the end.
So you
Check
said
the merch
word
store
twice.
for the interesting-er and interestinger tea.
Honestly, sticker. Interestinger and interestinger sticker right next to the sold in a pack with the I eat crayons professionally sticker.
Yes.
Anyways, continue.
But you have to do it in like the SpongeBob like caps lowercase
Oh no.
thing.
Anyways, continue.
Yes, do you have further questions?
Yeah, how does this prevent you from getting banished? I have many questions.
Well, it absorbs the abjuration magic that would lead to my banishment.
You made a variant of the Arcanophage that focuses on specific schools of magic. Abjuration for you, divination for him.
Well, there's not much point in trying to hide it. You were there, yes.
Wouldn't blocking evocation magic also be useful?
Sure.
I cast Fireball! Walks out of it unscathed.
It seems very mighty useful, but as a professor of magical arts, I think that would make me not quite useful enough to employ.
Oh, no, not for you. For the army that we build with the Kikamore pheromones.
Yes, well, it will be quite useful for that if we can get another sample.
You're not planning on leaving with him, are you?
It's not. I mean, man's got business. I need to get home. As I've already stated, my intentions are clear. I have the sole purpose of going to Chilaxa.
Insight.
Insight?
I'm
Okay.
rolling an insight check.
Okay, roll me deception, Isaac.
Cool.
Unless you're not lying.
Well, I'm not.
Yeah,
my
I guess you're
sole
not. I guess
purpose
you're
is to go.
technically not.
Yeah.
So he's telling the truth.
Okay. Well, I think you taking this course of action was brash and something that could have potentially been discussed with the group, because I'm unsure of Griffith's ability to stay out of the mix.
Oh, please. He has no quarrels with Callie, does he? He's just gonna use this weapon against some city amongst our enemies. It doesn't matter.
For now.
He wasn't going to give you the weapon. I guarantee you that.
Oh, no. No, I'm concerned about some minor slight against him that makes him angry with something to do with what we have going on.
Well,
The man
put
is
me there
not
tomorrow
well.
And I'm sure, well, that's clear, but I suspect his end will come right along with whatever he's planning, so I'm not too worried about it. I've seen men like that before.
Sathar, what are you doing after your meeting with Roran? After he disappears?
Probably gonna go sit down and play a game of dice with Ridley and just chat with him.
All right, what are you guys chatting about?
Sethar, you just find me in the corner of the ship just lighting shit on fire.
You see Monet behind him, just with a bucket of water, and every time Ridley gets bored of something and tosses it over his shoulder, Monet's just catching it in the bucket.
What you doing, Ridley?
Oh, messing with fire, I guess.
Oh. You want to go up on deck and set some larger fires?
Yeah?
All right, come on.
I believe the crow's nest would be a good place to start, or you should at least put somebody up there to ensure that nobody is caught in the flames. Monet says as he kind of looks at you, Sathar.
He's gonna look at him and go, well, I've got an idea. Hey, Ridley, I know you aren't entirely mad. I'm gonna show you a couple of sigils, and I want to see if you're able to activate them. They'll create very large fires.
Okay.
He's gonna go up and find something non-flammable, like, you know, a slab of some sort of stone, if there's any on board, like a tablet.
Ship?
Well, there's tablets.
Yeah, that's fair.
I suppose, yeah, you can find like a stone tablet.
And he is going to ask one of the sailors to come over for a moment.
Yes, sir.
You're gonna go, I need to borrow your hand for a second.
Will I be getting it back, sir?
Yes.
Sir, you did not seem confident in your answer.
I need to cut your hand open. I need some blood. Fresh blood.
Give me one moment, sir. Zevarok! And you see another guy comes over. He says, "Captain's orders. Give this guy your blood." And the guy just goes, I guess if it's the captain's orders, and he cuts his hand as this other dude just turned around and walks away very quickly.
He's gonna kind of grab his hand and like, pool the blood in Sathar's hand, and then go, "Thank you. You can go now."
Yes, my lord.
Just gonna get it, pause at that, and go, "Huh," and go, "Okay," and draw a small infernal flame sigil. And he's like trying to teach Ridley how to make it and see if Ridley can activate the infernal flame sigils.
Ridley, roll me an Arcana check.
Oh, sorry. I was looking at something. Arcana.
He does not get the sigil to activate, Sathar.
Can I use luck?
Sure. Yeah, he doesn't get the
That's worse.
sigil to activate.
Here. And he's gonna hold out like the puddle blood and go, "Just dip your finger and draw the same symbol."
I guess I try it.
Okay. Give me an Arcana check at advantage, because I'm assuming he's helping you. You still do not get the sigil to activate. There it is.
Sathar is gonna lean down and activate it to show him what it should do. And it creates a very deep orange flame. And he goes, "This fire is special fire. If you're able to get this, no water will be able to put it out." Well, not no water, but it's incredibly difficult.
Okay.
But I was going to show you this because if we can create a large enough one, we could burn anything we wanted. Although it has to stay within the bounds of the sigil. So, what do you want to try to set on fire?
Everything.
As you say that, Sathar, you can see just across the ship, Vonet, who was coming up the steps, just does a 180 and walks back down them.
He goes, "Well, pick something. Let's burn it."
I go find I don't know, a Ren tool that's around me.
You managed to find a small hammer, very similar to your old one.
I hold up the hammer.
Do you just want to set the hammer on fire?
Can it burn metal?
You know, I haven't particularly checked. Throw it in the fire. See what happens.
I'm gonna throw it in the fire.
It almost immediately begins melting into slag.
Ooh. You gotta teach me this.
There's a lot of sigils I can teach you, Ridley.
No, the one that burns anything. That's what I want to learn.
All right. Well, we will continue to practice. We'll need a steady source of blood, though. I can't.
Ridley just snaps his finger. Hey, come over here.
Having heard what you said, all of the sailors within hearing distance have kind of cleared out.
Oh, the deck's rather empty, Ridley.
Yeah, I think they're scared of you.
Could be. Here, I've got an idea. I was gonna say as he looks around for a moment and then walks over to his collection of bodies and kind of like starts looking. You know, the ones that have been air drying on the sea. I'm assuming there's no blood left in them. He's gonna check anyways.
There is not, but as you As you're checking them, you hear kind of just a brush of wind behind you, and Vonet leans and whispers, "So I hear you need blood."
Correct. Yes.
Well, you never know, Zathar. Perhaps send a man up into the crow's nest and the problem will solve itself.
Hey, Ridley,
Yeah, what do you want?
who's your least favorite sailor?
There's a guy that doesn't really pay attention to my ratings all the time.
You should put him on crow's nest duty.
Okay, I'll go find him. Really's gonna wander off.
When you head downstairs, you find the sailor trying to read one of the copies of the book himself.
Are you trying to read or something?
He looks up at you. He goes, "Yes, I kind of listened while you were explaining to the zombie how to read, and I think I picked up on some of it."
Oh, you want me to teach you how to read?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Ridley sits down and starts teaching this guy how to read.
Completely forgetting the task at hand. All right, Zeos, what are you doing?
Well, I guess looking to grab Bonet. Not Bonet, what's his name?
Viet.
Yeah, no.
Jack.
No, it is Bonet.
Grissif?
No. It was Bonet.
Okay. What are you trying to grab him for?
We have unfinished conversation to get to.
Oh, yeah.
We kind of got pulled away by.
So you find Vonet when you head up deck. You find him very sitting, leaning against the crow's nest, very impatiently tapping his foot.
You look like you're waiting for something.
What do you want? Oh, sorry. When I get peckish, I get a little bit frustrated.
So I see.
A little bit testy.
see.
How can I help you?
Well, we kind of got cut off from our conversation earlier.
Oh, yes. You were explaining the ins and outs of some war.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, I'm sure I'll
I
see.
was also curious. I feel like you look familiar, if not.
Oh? Sure, you've seen statues of me around.
Maybe not that.
I've seen statues of him around. I'm sure I've figured out who he is by now.
He doesn't
Considering-
look like the statues anymore.
Oh, he doesn't?
No. Anyways, what do you want? Do you want me to send a message to your friends?
Who?
The people you stole the note from. I'm assuming they were. At
I
one
don't.
point
I
your
don't
friends.
know. I don't know who they are. They're just some people I met in the whatever they were called.
I'm not familiar with the whatever they are called.
I don't remember what the group was called.
The Inquisition.
That one.
Oh,
They're just some people from the Inquisition. The Inquisition put me with them to help
Inquisitors.
them do whatever. Yeah. To help them with whatever quest, and I was just like, sure, why not?
Are you an Inquisitor?
Something to pass the
Zeus?
time. It was to pass the time, yeah, for a little bit.
Interesting. So you have nothing you wish to say to them?
No,
Very well. Do you have anything
I don't
you
know
wish to
them.
ask
They don't
me?
know me. Well, do you have any relatives still alive?
Oh, plenty. In fact, you could say I have well, I'd argue that I have more grandchildren than the professor downstairs does.
We'll just cut right to it. Do you know my father? Is he related to you?
Sure, distantly, you all are.
Hmm.
There are many advantages to being first of a kind, Zeus.
Oh?
Well, how did you expect that we were going to get an army?
I had no idea. No one had explained thus far. No one has told.
Well, I promised
So-
them one.
Yes. Which I was curious as to how you were going to do that.
How I was going to give them my own army?
Your own army.
All will be made clear in time, child.
Hmm.
Wow, Zeus is really bad at puzzles.
Bro, we watched him get trapped in a room for like 20 minutes, and all he had to do was draw a horse with a stick man on it. Sorry, Minoru, I'm kidding. Minoru knows who this guy is out of character.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think everybody does at this point. Except maybe chat. Anyways, is there anything else we need to discuss?
No, I think that's it.
Alrighty. Malum and Jack, after your little conversation, what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna get a syringe out of my kit and try to figure out where Grissif is.
He is still in the lab. He has not come out the door.
Fabulous. I'll sneak back into the lab.
Okay. You sneak back into the lab, and he turns around and looks at the door as it's closing, but he doesn't seem to notice you coming in.
Fabulous. I would like to steal some of his blood. I would like to sleight of hand blood from a person with a syringe.
This will be good.
I let
Roll me
Roran know
sleight of
my
hand?
idea.
I don't think.
Roran's gonna kind of just go, well, I suppose you'll need a distraction then.
Yeah.
The entire room goes black. Roll me sleight of hand.
I don't have Devil's Sight yet. I also can't see.
As,
Wait,
as,
do I have-
as he realizes this, he goes, oh my gosh. Forward. Forward.
Okay, he's coaching me through it. All right. Cool.
Forward. Stop. Turn slightly to your left. Roll me sleight of hand.
Not bad.
Ooh.
You hear Grissif
Almost.
go, oh, what the fuck? And Roran goes, now we leave. Backwards. Slight right turn. Out the door.
Oh, fabulous. So Roran's 100% on board with this idea. Like, also thinks it's a good idea.
Oh, yeah.
To go to those lengths to help, he's like, oh no, yeah, that could be real useful. I inject myself with the blood.
Are you doing this in front of all the sailors?
Oh, no. I'm assuming I'm still hidden cloak and daggery. I'll sneak off to some secluded area and,
When
Stabby.
take my
When
belt
you-
off and
when you inject yourself, you watch it race up your body and glow very brightly purple before fading.
very cool.
Very useful.
Our little secret, huh?
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine. So I suppose so.
And now I need to find Sathar, so find out what Malum's doing.
Yep. What are you doing, Malum? You heading up in time to watch
Uh,
Ridley and Sathar lighting shit on fire?
Most definitely. If they're still lighting shit on fire, Malum's gonna open up his backpack and look through some shit.
So you actually walk
Uh,
out as you see Ridley sit down and start coaching a sailor on how to read.
Did I miss the fire?
You missed the
Is
fire.
there still fire? Or is
Wait,
it all out?
do you say that out loud? Hold on.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah,
I
that's
see
what I
the
was doing.
obvious plume of smoke.
Hey, I need some of your blood.
Ex-
Mal's
are
just
you
gonna
gonna
look around.
Are you gonna teach me how to read more?
Yeah, definitely.
The guy cuts his
You're my
forearm
assistant.
and just starts filling the empty grog bottle with it.
You're my assistant now.
When it's like half full, he goes, "I'm getting woozy. Here you go." Just holds it out to you, Ridley.
Ridley takes it, pats on his head, and goes, "Just take a nap. You'll be fine."
All right, Ridley. As you so you walk out in time to see this guy hand Ridley a bottle of blood, Malum. And Ridley, you look up when he hands it to you to see Malum coming towards you.
Ridley looks at Malum and goes, "Can't talk. Lighting shit on fire," and runs upstairs.
Malum, what are you doing?
Following the boy who said he was gonna light some shit on fire.
Obviously, how could I have not known that?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
All right, so Sathar, you watch Ridley emerge onto the deck, followed by Malum a couple seconds after. And I'm assuming, Ridley, you're running straight to Sathar.
Yeah.
All right.
Is this a capped bottle? Because you said grog container. Is there just blood splashing around?
No, it's like one of the round bottles.
Oh,
It doesn't
okay,
have a cork
okay.
in it, but he has like half of a bottle of blood.
That'll work. Sathar is going to put his hand back against the sigil to like extinguish it, and then flip the tablet over so that there's a clean slate, so that Ridley can continue trying to make the sigil.
Malum, are you walking up while they're doing this?
Yeah, of course. He's looking through his bag for things to burn. He's ready.
Alrighty.
Hold on.
So give me an Arcana check, Ridley. And Sathar, give me a Perception check. So Ridley, you still can't get the thing to light. And Sathar,
Oh.
Malum smells different.
Sathar is going to like, he was helping Ridley, which I'm assuming is why he didn't get advantage, and he's just gonna stop in the middle of it and turn around and start sniffing the air. And then turn and look at Malum, and he goes, "What did you do?"
You know what he did. Roran told you.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
No, he did not.
What he did was lie to
What do
you.
What do you mean?
He's gonna sniff again. He's gonna walk up and start like sniffing near Malum, and then he's gonna poke Malum for a second. And then
Look,
he's
I
gonna like
farted, all right.
he's gonna lean in and sniff again, and he goes, "Your soul's wrong."
My soul is fine, thank you very much. Might not be as soiled as yours.
No, it isn't. It's not right.
Thank
What
you.
did you do, Malum?
Let me know
Didn't
when I
do
walk up.
anything. You're gonna have to clarify. Is it like smell like too much like peppermint? Like what's going on here? I've started washing my hair different. Would that cause a different smell?
Well, like your soul is burning.
Oh, it's not burning. It's definitely incorrect.
Oh, I apologize. You're right. You know the smell of burning soul, right? You've spent eons around it.
As you're talking to Malva about this, Jack walks up and he also smells weird.
Turn and look at Jack and go, "What did you do?"
Yeah, wait, what did you do?
What do you mean, what did I do? What?
Both of you, what did you do?
I feel like I missed something. Well, he
Your son died.
infected himself with the Arcanophage, but a variant that only affects abjuration magic.
Well, you
Grissif
are-
infected himself
You might
with
be the worst covert agent in the
a
world.
variant of the Arcanophage that protects him from divination magic.
And you smell different because...
I was in the room when it happened. I don't know.
His soul is just
I'm gonna
Weird.
cast Identify on the gun.
You watch
Actually,
him
probably
start.
not, 'cause I
Reach
have-
down and touch the gun.
Yeah, I was gonna say I have to touch it, so I'm not gonna cast it on the gun. I'll cast it on his clothes.
I refuse to let him touch me.
Yeah, you reach out to touch him, getting ready to cast Identify, and he just takes a step back.
What are you doing?
Just checking something.
Hold on, I'm not crazy. Hey Zeos, are you on deck?
I would be, yes.
Come here.
Can I help you?
Smell them.
Walk over. The fuck would I smell?
You're a fallen Asimir, right?
Mm-hmm.
Remember that smell that happened when you fell?
The smell when I fell.
Yes.
No, I wasn't particularly paying attention to the smell. I was more paying attention on trying not to die when I fell. Or do you mean becoming a fallen ASMR?
Smell them.
Give me a perception check
I'm
at
gonna cast-
disadvantage.
I'm
Actually,
gonna
I'm not
cast,
even gonna make you roll.
Detect
There's no
Magic.
way you could spell this.
Yeah.
You're gonna cast what?
I was gonna say, I don't know
Detect
what
magic.
Nothing on me appears magical.
besides the gun.
Yeah,
The
that's-
gun doesn't appear
And your
magical.
claw.
either.
That's not exactly how it works.
Oh,
When he
okay.
casts Detect Magic on you, you all watch as Jack's veins begin to glow purple, and then they brightly flash purple and just fade again.
So you know what
Shouldn't
you've
have
done,
done
right?
that, boy. Shouldn't have done that.
He's Sathar, who thinks that. I mean, granted, Sathar does not. He knows a bit about Asimir. He's just assuming that them being from a celestial bloodline, they're able to smell souls.
Yeah.
So he's gonna like be looking at Zeos like, "Do you smell it?"
Zeos, you have no idea what he's talking about.
Yeah, no, I wasn't. What are you talking about?
It's singed. It's singeing.
What is?
He's just gonna lean in and smell and like wave his arms around like them
I don't see them burning.
or not. Ridley, can you smell it?
There's like a full on fire when you look over at Ridley.
It's
Oh,
not
shit,
it's
really
not
did
it's not a hellfire. It's just a fire.
It also looks like it though. It looks like the hellfire because I could change the color of my flames.
He's
But
gonna go.
Melon's
Ridley,
gonna like pick a
good
rope
job.
off the deck and throw it in the fire.
When you throw it in the fire, it burns normally.
Also, I don't know that they would have seen my veins. Think about what I wear.
well, your face, right? Your face has veins.
Oh, yeah, I suppose.
Also, when I say this glows brightly, I mean bright enough to glow through clothing.
Oh dang.
I'll have to correct that.
Yeah, you look like a goddamn spotlight when somebody tries to use this on you.
There's a
It's
lot
a
of
glow- he's
veins
a-
in the human body. I don't think I want to be able to
He's
see
a
something.
glow stick.
He's a glowy. Holy crap!
He's a
We
glow
have glow.
stick.
Oh my
No,
God.
no! We have a spy master who glows. Steven,
Yes?
why did you put a glowy on our ship?
Why wouldn't I put a glowy on your ship? Mount Everest ain't got shit on me. Anyways.
All right. Yeah, Sathar's just gonna stop and goes. So, let me get this straight. You, and this is gonna point to Malum, injected yourself with an arcanophage that you manufactured to do what exactly?
How about not on deck? As Malum sort of looks around at the admittedly empty deck, but still out in the public.
He's just gonna pause for a second and goes, Okay. Yeah, hey Ridley, do you want to come or do you want to keep burning stuff?
I'm good.
Alright.
Nice.
Proceeds to make the fire bigger.
Yeah, I was saying the fire just gets bigger.
Hey, Vonet.
What?
Vonet.
What do you want?
He's gonna walk over and grab the bottle of blood and pour like a cup and hand it to him and say, "Can you make sure he doesn't burn the ship down?"
Absolutely, and he just immediately downs it and then just holds the cup out.
He's gonna look at it and go, "I promise we'll get." He's gonna pour you a little bit more, and he goes, "The boy needs the rest of this to practice his sigils."
I don't know why. He didn't do that with the blood.
Yes, but demonic sigils require an activator, and it's... Look, fresh human
Typically
blood
blood.
is a pretty good one.
Yes, well,
ASMR blood is even better, but it's way harder to control. He's gonna look at Zeus and go, "By the way, I might need another vial of your blood."
What did you do with the last one?
we made a zombie.
Yeah, I used it.
Thanks.
If it brings you any comfort, I didn't eat it.
I don't think.
I'll try to stealthily steal a
I mean,
vial of
a
blood
little
from
bit.
Zeus.
That's not how.
What?
No.
That's not how that's gonna work against another PC. I'm fine with it against NPCs, but you're gonna have to like hold him down and forcefully take
Dude,
it.
okay, I am the first thief I know of who stole blood from somebody that was inside their person.
Fair. As you start to like turn away, Sathar, Vonay's just gonna grab the lapel of your jacket and just pull you in close and go, "Send somebody up into the crow's nest, or so help me God, I will start eating freely."
I'm gonna pause for a second. And goes, we're still sailing to Swahulu, right?
Yeah, you're gonna be there in about 6 hours. When the sun comes up, you'll be there.
Hey, Zeus,
Yeah.
your giant flying shit carrier. That's still
Yeah.
somewhere around here?
It's on one of the other ships. Yeah.
Can you call it back? Like maybe bring a person that's from a different ship? Because I fear we're running low on crew on this particular ship.
Can I do that?
I mean, you can't command it. It kind of just does what it wants.
Hey,
I-
Ridley?
it just really follows me. I don't know how to control it yet.
You
It
look
kind of does
back
what it
towards-
wants.
You look back towards Ridley, the fire's even larger.
Hey, Ridley, you know there's an animal on a different ship, right?
Ridley turns towards you with a fire in his eye. Goes, "What do you want?"
Well, I was gonna say, there's a thing on a different ship. I was wondering if you wanted to go make friends with an animal, potentially bring back a different sailor.
All the
It's
fire
not-
just immediately goes out, and he goes, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, whichever sailor you dislike the most. You can decide that however you want. Make
how do I get to the other ship?
Just levitate him and you just push him.
How far apart are they?
Like, you're sailing with a good half mile between ships.
So I can't do the previous task of float Ridley across.
No.
Dang it.
You still have like 70 crew on this ship.
Oh, then yeah. Hey, I'm gonna pause and go. That's a good point, Ridley. I don't really know. You can go back to burning things if you want.
All the fire just comes back up.
All right. Malum, Jack, Zeos, let's go below deck. He's just gonna point to. He's gonna look around.
The deck is
And-
empty.
Gonna walk downstairs with everybody and look to see what everybody is doing below deck.
It looks like they're prepping the weapons.
He's gonna look at everybody and go, "What are you doing?"
Viet walks up to you and goes, prepping weapons.
Well, we still need people to make sure we're on course upstairs.
Is
We also
there-
need somebody in the. If with us getting this close to land, we need somebody up in the crow's nest.
You're right, and he just starts grabbing people and rushing them upstairs. Ridley, on the deck, you would see a guy put his foot on the bottom rung of the crow's nest, and then just seemingly just gets, like, blurred up the ladder as Vonet just grabs him, takes him to the top, and you hear, like, a half-second scream and then silence.
There's just more fire.
I don't think. Would Ridley even see that? Isn't he focused on the fire?
That's fair. And most of the sailors are too, so it's really ideal. Alright, you guys head into the captain's quarters.
Sathar's just gonna walk in and sit down and turn and look at both of them and go, "Start from the beginning. What did you do?"
Well, so I was banished. And
Yes.
then I was imprisoned for 5 years
Correct.
by you.
Well,
And so I decided let's
Callie,
not
but yes.
let that happen again. Because, getting popped around realms like nobody's business is annoying. And so I made something to prevent that from happening again.
and so your solution to prevent banishment, because I'm assuming it's some sort of, if it prevents you from being banished, like you just said, how would that stop you from being imprisoned?
Well, I won't, be thrown between realms. Tends to
Okay.
be helpful.
Fair. How much about the Arcanophage do you understand? Because
A bit.
it also
could
infects
study
the
it for a
soul
long
of
time.
the individual. You know that, right? Did you account
Yeah.
for that?
Well, of course.
You did.
Yeah.
Then why does your soul and his soul smell like it's burning? Good to know you have a soul, Jack.
Jack just gives you a thumbs
Well,
up.
Inside your head, Jack, you hear, I told you you did.
I know.
I don't know. That seems like a you question. Smells aren't really my forte. I'd prefer to deal in the hard sciences.
I'm still confused on the part where you said that I should be able to smell it or something like that.
He's just gonna pause and turn it, look at Zeus and goes, "Can you not smell souls? Is that not something SMR can
No, as far as I know, no.
I kind of assumed they could smell souls too. That's kind of odd.
do?" You know what,
Anyways.
Zeus, that's my bad. I assumed with your celestial bloodline you could smell souls. That's on me. Sorry about that.
That's
You're
not-
aware
that's-
that
I
he's a
wasn't
lot
taught that.
farther removed from Celestial than you are from Fiend, right? As you are a Fiend, and he is at best the grandson or great grandson of a Celestial.
I was also raised literally only to kill people in the shadows.
Damn, seems like a rough childhood. Not gonna lie.
It's good, honest work.
Honest is a bit off the rails there, but yeah.
No, it's 100% honest.
You're being honest about killing people.
There's nothing more honest than knowing that your task is to end someone's life and then doing it.
Yeah.
You're aware of
Anyways,
what you're
what-
doing. It's honest work.
Yeah.
What's your point? We've infected ourselves and our souls from being banished. Well, I have.
No,
but I
we
don't
may
know
have a
if
bigger problem.
The
What?
Arcanophage infects your soul for a very particular reason. It's trying to tie back to the soul well.
Nah, not this one. This has been severed. It was from the anti-magic sphere.
Gonna walk up and sniff you and goes, I don't know enough about that. I don't.
I don't
Do
know
you
if
know
you're
how-
telling the truth, but I don't know enough about your claim to dispute it.
Yeah, I.
Look, the engineers in Chilaxin isolated that strain long ago.
Something is burning your soul. Something that wasn't burning your soul as of 4 hours ago.
Are you perhaps not smelling burning and just a new fragrance?
Perhaps Sathar is having a stroke.
Does the burning soul smell like burning toast?
No, it smells like. What's the easiest way? You know when you know when you were younger and you had smells that are associated. Is my voice echoing?
No.
No.
Minoru's trying to talk, and for some reason, probably because his headset's up next to the side
I'm
of
doing
his
the
head.
meme.
You know when you were a child and you had smells that you identified with something being an emotion, happy, sad, whatever it was, something that threw you back into a moment.
Sure.
Souls are very similar. You can smell a lot of the experience on them. Their twists, their turns, their degradation, their anguish, their happiness. And something is singeing that. Something is burning through parts of that. And the last time I've smelled that was hellfire. So unless you somehow attached hellfire to your soul, I am concerned.
Well, I don't know what to tell you other than damage has been done.
There's nothing more that can be done to prevent it at this point without years of research. But
Well, or
There
just,
seems
you
to
know.
be a bigger problem at play.
which is
Malum, how am I infected?
That's a good question.
did you
Should
not
be.
take it?
No, there were only 2 vials, one for him and one for Grissif.
Where is Grissif?
I'm gonna roll insight.
Yeah, roll me deception.
Yup.
And I know you're a real deceptive.
Oh, he's a real deceptive motherfucker. You better, if you don't
Real
have 20, you're
deceptive.
not getting it.
Ooh, good, but not good enough.
Yeah, you don't know how he's infected.
That was a good roll,
You
but
know,
sadly not.
I've
nearly
gone
good.
over my equations dozens of times. This is not an infectious strain.
Well, did you prepare it or did
And-
Grissif?
As far as I'm aware, you weren't even, next to Grissif at any point.
I was under the table behind him.
When?
I followed you into that room.
Okay.
Either way, even if
So-
it was an infectious strain,
It must have dripped on you while he was injecting it then. It's the only possibility.
But it doesn't infect that quickly.
Well, this particular strain might have some alterations.
But you just said it was non-infectious.
Yes, of course it's non-infectious unless you have direct blood contact. Do you happen to have any open wounds? Or, a skin that changes on command? Quite porous, unfortunately.
In fact, it's not quite porous.
Unless he
Alright.
turns into fucking SpongeBob.
I'm telling you right now, my equations are solid.
Well, something went wrong.
Well, Do you see anyone else infected?
No, I don't smell anyone else.
So obviously it's not that contagious. This guy must have just made out with Grithsif in the back room or something. I don't know what to tell you.
Where is Grissif?
The back room? Behind the vending machines?
The vending machines?
It's not vending machines.
Really hoping Matt's in the chat, but it seems unlikely.
Last I knew, he was in the lab.
Let's go talk to him quickly, but Malum, when you mentioned other realms, you said that you went to a different realm and then back here. Are there more realms that you've been to?
Not really.
Yeah, I want to roll insight on that one.
Roll
There's
insight.
vending machines on boats.
Magical vending machines. It's magic. I don't gotta
Yeah.
explain shit.
Not in medieval times.
It's magical. What do you mean not?
I'm gonna beat you with a stick. See how magic you are. Roll me deception. Malum.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Also, anybody else rolling insight on that? Roll insight.
Well,
Only Sathar doesn't think he's lying.
Malum, I thought we were friends.
We are enough. Doesn't mean you need my whole life story. I visited a few realms, and I got sent home. You would not believe how easy it is to get around once you're out of this hellhole.
I would love to hear
And besides, your gun has been in a few realms, hasn't it? What do you got
Don't
against
know.
realm walking? Bruh. He was clearly banished to this realm. He said he wasn't on this plane.
more. Roran isn't from this plane. In the same
Oh,
way
yeah,
I
where
am
is he
not
from?
from this plane.
See, we've all had walks of life outside of this plane. What's the problems? Except for the kid, maybe, I guess.
From the
Can you
top,
re-
from the top deck, you just hear Bucket Brigade.
Oh, God.
the fire is too
I thought I
big.
got that right.
Malum, can you recreate this strain so that I can look into it?
Yeah, so long as you get me some Arcanophage.
Well, lucky for us, I think we know somebody who's infected.
If he's infected with my strain, you're not getting a sample.
What?
You can try though.
No, what did you say?
You can't distill
said if you're-
out.
You can't distill it out. Not with my. It's look. I engineered this to be tamper-proof. Okay. I wasn't going to risk any plane that I went to with an infection of the scale that hit this plane. Okay. It's meant to be tamper-proof. It's meant to be non-transferable. Like you can't infect somebody. Short
When you-
of like injecting their blood, it shouldn't have any effect.
When
Jack
you
chuckles
And
a
even
little
that
bit
might
when he
be
says that.
dubious.
When
Roaring
you
in your head
say-
goes, "Shush you!"
When you say
In my
wouldn't
head,
want
you
to
said
go
you
to
wanted
another
entertainment.
plane,
Are you not entertained?
I am very entertained.
Sorry,
When
what was
you-
that?
when you say go to another plane and infect them, Sathar just pauses for a second and looks around and then smiles widely. And he goes, "Yeah, that would be bad."
Yes, it would be bad. How can I help you today?
Inner monologue. Hey, Roran, wouldn't it be funny if I injected Grissif with some of his own rage sadness?
I don't think particularly so.
Damn.
From the look you got at his notebooks and the reading I did, well, while you were looking at his notebooks, it seems like he's found a way to make his new version infectious. I feel like that would be problematic for the ship.
Good call. And thanks for the heads up. Oh no. I grab Malum by his collar and I pull his face right next to mine, and
Hands off, buddy.
we need to fix this now. Not us,
Love
we're
to.
fine. We
Tamper
can't
proof.
let Grissif off the ship.
What do you mean?
His new
Why not?
concoction is infectious.
How?
You thought the Arcanophage was bad? This is going to be worse.
How is it infectious? How could you possibly know that? You're
Because I looked through his
barely a
notes.
chemist.
Because I looked through his notes. Inner monologue. Oh, Roarin. Tell me something that will explain this to him.
Why? Now I'm greatly entertained.
Malum.
They're those same notes.
I checked
Have
it,
years of experience under my belt, and
you
think
fucking
know more
missed
than
it.
me.
and I point at him
Besides, what do we
accusatorily.
care if it's infectious?
On the scale he's looking to release it, in the area he's
What scale
looking
is
to
he
release
looking
it
to
at,
release it? Where is he
Uh,
looking to release it?
he wants to take out the entire island Eltrut is on.
Great. So you're telling me the island state that has none of our allies and only potential enemies on it might be removed from the map. And you're saying this is bad for us?
That's not bad. The bad thing is, what happens if it's carried by the winds to somewhere else and continues to spread?
There are hundreds of miles between that island and anything else.
Yes, and some chemicals' efficacies are viable for hundreds of years. That's not a risk I'm willing to take. That fucks up everything I got going.
How infectious
Sorry.
is it?
It's
Yeah.
bad.
Master chemist, how infectious.
It's bad.
Oh, I think we'll be fine.
Malum, Jack, let's go to the chemistry room. Zeus, you are welcome to come. You seem. Are you entertained by this conversation, or at least interested?
Somewhat, yeah.
You're welcome to join as well. So it says he tries to go back to the chemistry lab. He's gonna pause on the way there and then go, Jack, I assumed the notes that you stole were in the chemistry lab. Is that accurate?
I didn't steal them. I was given free reign to look at them.
Were they in the chemistry lab?
Yes.
Just gonna continue walking.
I thought we didn't have access to those notes, but PT.
These were so the notes that Roran read that he told Jack about were notes that he read using Jack's eyes while Jack was sneaking on you guys doing the Arcanophage nonsense.
Okay.
When
That
you
makes
guys
way more
when
sense.
you guys enter the chemistry lab, you're standing there and you see him like working at a desk in the back, and he looks up at you and goes, "How can I help you?" And there's just a boom from the top of the ship.
Like a cannon or an explosion?
Like an explosion.
We probably ought to take care of that.
Yeah.
I'm sure Vonet has it. Grissif.
From the top of the deck, because he can still hear you, because vampire hearing, you just hear screaming, and then, I don't have it! I don't have it!
Gonna pause. And go. Fuck!
Let's go. And Alan will open the door for everybody.
Grissif, how
You friend?
infectious is your new strain?
How did you know it was infectious?
Answer the question. It's important.
And you shouldn't leave notebooks lying open. Big boy.
It's my lab. Anyways, it killed the carrier in 24 hours, so not particularly so.
Is it water soluble?
No.
Is it airborne?
No. I only wish to destroy one city.
Is it airborne?
God, no. What kind of idiot makes an airborne virus? Looks directly at Malum.
I didn't make it.
So Thasar's gonna rub the back of his neck on that one.
Just use it.
You hear another explosion from above deck.
All right,
We
thank
gotta
you.
go.
So it'll kill. Thank you. He's gonna go as they sprint upstairs.
When you guys sprint upstairs,
Malum, making sure he's the last to leave, is going to look back and say, I'd take a rowboat the
No,
rest
you're
of the way.
not leaving last because I already said after you before we started talking aggressive.
when you guys get up to the top of the deck, regardless of what order, you guys just see sailors trying to put out what is a flaming ship, and Ridley standing in the middle with his hands in the air, cackling wildly.
Does Ridley have his mustache on?
Yes, obviously. He's also glowing extremely bright.
He might have a face burn.
Arcana check? What's going on with Ridley?
I'm going to cast Levitate on Ridley.
You're gonna make
You
him
can't.
more spooky.
I'm pretty sure levitate's abjuration.
Nope, transmutation.
Oh, fabulous. Is flying abjuration then?
I don't think either of them are.
Nope.
What the hell am I thinking of then that does the floaty thing?
You watch as Ridley, are you even trying to fight it?
Yeah. He would.
Alright, what's the save?
I don't know.
The save is a, as I to read my, 15.
Alright, roll, what, 15 what?
Dex.
Alright, roll me a dex save, Ridley.
The memes are too good.
Oh.
Where do I find saves on this shit?
Okay, so if you click on your token, it'll actually just open up a thing at the top that you can just choose it from.
Oh.
Oh, sorry, it's Constitution.
Con.
That's actually better for Ridley.
Very good.
Yeah,
for
it's-
The last meme in chat is amazing.
Ridley just doesn't
Right.
even lift off the ground, and he just looks
Right?
looks directly at you, Malum, and continues laughing.
Still in the air, just turns around and goes, "Eh."
You don't have to make a check. There's seemingly nothing wrong with Ridley besides a lust for fire.
Should Malum and I give
Um,
ourselves the diseased conditions?
No.
Ridley just turns towards another barrel and just shoots a scorching ray at it.
You watch as it hits this barrel full of flour, and the barrel just explodes and shoots flames off the side of the ship. Monet is nowhere to be seen.
I look at Sathar. May I
May you what?
handle this?
Oh, sure. I mean, I told him he could set stuff on fire, so, like, you know.
Yeah, but this is a little much.
Yeah. I mean, I would like
I
to not
shoot
get
Ridley
wet.
in the face.
What? Not. He wouldn't let you do that.
No, it's fine.
What spell are you using?
Chill touch with steady aim.
Okay, roll the hit. So just click on attack.
Or no, not chill touch. Sorry. Eldritch. It has to be Eldritch Blast.
Okay. Roll to hit. Does a 13 hit you, Ridley?
My AC is 13.
So yes. Roll damage. So Sithar, without time for you to react, he just draws a gun and just shoots Ridley in the chest, and you watch Ridley just get punched off his feet.
Ridley,
Dare
it's a
it,
little
Jack.
much.
Ridley's just gonna look at you and
Oh, it wouldn't have killed him.
Ridley's just gonna look at you and just cast fear. Just give you the glare,
Is fear? Fear's not divination.
which is it's a necromancy,
Okay.
which is a wisdom save.
All right. Roll me a wisdom save.
Come on, zooming down the highway.
Get to be a 14.
Meet the pyro.
So I click on my character and nothing. Oh, I have to right click.
You don't see the thing with all the stuff you can do in the upper left?
Oh yes, saves. Here we go.
Mine disappears sometimes. I have to reload.
You are not afraid.
Ridley just slowly stops shining a little bit, and all the fires around him just slowly goes down.
See? And I like do the back of the hand like slap thing that people do against the Thar on the shoulder. Solve the problem.
Could have just asked me to stop.
Oh, I thought somebody already had.
He's gonna look at Jack. So I was gonna look at Jack glaringly and then walk over to Ridley to make sure he's okay.
As you do that, the sailors finally start to get some of the fires under control as Ridley is not lighting new ones. And you watch as Bonet, soaking wet, pulls himself over the side of the ship. The child doesn't listen!
Yeah, just shoot him sometimes. It's okay.
What?
No.
No, who shoots a child?
This
He
one.
does.
He was gonna be fine. 100%. There was no chance of him suffering permanent harm from that.
Malum, what was that for?
Doesn't matter now. Mel was gonna try to sneak away.
Okay.
Jack sees Malum trying
right.
to sneak away. Where you going?
Well,
Moonlight Tryst?
need to have this under. Oh yeah. I'm meeting my lover up on the crow's nest at midnight.
Yeah, aggressive.
Oh yeah, you know it.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Malum. I don't trust him.
Ridley looks towards Sethar and he goes, "No matter how much I tried, I couldn't get the super burning fire that you did. I just created a lot of it."
You know, when one way fails, you found another. It's not inherently a bad thing. Maybe just not when we're out in open ocean.
But there's water.
Yeah,
everywhere.
burn down the next city. That sounds like a good plan.
Why don't you and I, when we get into Swarhulu, we'll take a day trip, go out to a small village, and we'll let you test as much fire as you want. Anyone and anything.
Sounds like a plan.
Alrighty. What are you guys doing next? Going back to finish your conversation?
Yeah, go make sure.
Well, I mean, my concerns are alleviated.
Alright. Sithar, where are you going? Zeos, what are you doing? You just watching all this?
Yeah.
You know what the best part is? You know what the
Following
best part
all
is
the-
about that PT?
You have a leave?
What?
I don't know.
No. If I had downed him, I would have shot him again with a spare the dying bullet.
That's kind of funny.
There's zero chance of him being permanently harmed.
You like barely even hurt me.
I know.
Yeah, literally just like drop kicking a child in self-defense.
Yeah.
Anyways,
We'll go
Oh
with
Jesus, that one's good.
Yeah, that meme's great.
oh no.
Yeah, sorry, doggo barked.
All right. So Sathar, where are you headed?
He's probably gonna take care of Ridley. He's got his answers. So he's probably just gonna wait until they reach Swahulu.
All right. So a couple more hours if none of you guys are doing anything, a couple more hours passes, and you hear somebody from the crow's nest yell, "Port ahead!" And in the distance, you guys see Swarwulu, or as it stands right now, a city with absolutely no light in it.
That's a fucking problem. As last time I was here, the nightlife in Swarwulu was to die for.
Well, remember, you were getting there about dawn.
Oh, fair enough.
So,
And also, can't they all like see in the dark? Isn't that a thing?
Yeah, but they're
Don't
not
really need lights if
uncivilized.
You're a vampire. I mean, I guess.
alrighty. And as you guys head into port
that's
and begin
civilization.
docking the ships, that is where we will end the session.
All right, now whoever has to do the recap next week, just look in meme chat.
Just
Oh,
look
yeah,
at
I
the
haven't checked
memes.
the meme chats. The whole stream.
The meme chat is
I am
fire
ready.
this week. Literally, in some cases.
Yeah, there's two memes of fire.
Alright. Did everybody have a
Or
good time?
three.
Yeah,
Lots of
Yeah.
lore dump this session.
I got to shoot a child. I'm good.
That
I don't think
Okay.
that should be the highlight.
Guys, that's the first time I got injured.
See, another character in a different campaign's been saying that for weeks, and it did not go well the first time he got injured. I don't know if anybody watched last night's session, but a knight attacked Gwaine with multi-attack, right?
Uh-huh.
Nat 20 both rolls, 100 to 0'd him in one turn.
Damn.
Well, because he doesn't have me there to be the punching bag anymore.
Well, yeah, Jigsaw was already down. They almost died. They made death
Ah.
saves. They stabilized off death saves last night. It was very bad.
The entire party?
No, two of them. Just two of them. And then as soon as they got fed healing potions, they got fireballed.
Oh god.
This
So,
is ideal.
Do I have to
We'll
hurry
start
up and get to
competition.
level 4 with the one so I can get to level 5 with the other and get evasion?
true. Alright.
That's a real concern.
So you guys are going to level before next session.
Oh, we're getting a
I'll
level.
remember.
Cool.
to
Can
do
we
that.
do that after this session? Because I don't know how to do that in this.
Well, no, you're just going to update it on D&D Beyond. I'm going to re-download your sheet.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
But other than that, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for coming, sticking around, having a good time, playing some Dungeons and Dargons with us. Thank you to our players. We have Sathar, played by.
Mighty Orion, SB here.
We have Ridley, played by.
It's me, Jessica.
We have Zeos, played by.
The Monoro.
We have Professor Malum, played by.
It's me, Isaac. Catch me on BCH on Sundays, I think.
And we have Moriarty, played by.
Dave levels up. Can I do a thing? Exciting news happened.
Sure.
So another channel that I am a huge part of, LTN Media, hit 50 followers yesterday, which was our last requirement to hit affiliate.
Nice. I
So
thought it was 70 followers.
no, it's 50.
Nope. It's 50.
Did they change it?
And get wrong.
No, it's been
Nope.
50 since I
It's always
started
been
streaming.
50.
Weird. In other fun news, everyone, we hit 400 followers tonight. So
Nice.
That was sick.
Nice.
But we will be back probably tomorrow because I'm trying to fix my sleep schedule. So I'm probably going to do a super early morning stream. Don't know what it's going to be yet. But if not tomorrow, I will see you all Thursday at 3 Central for the Fuck Around and Find Out stream because I don't know what to call it anymore. It's just Chaos and Smasher Pass Redemptions.
Sounds about right.
It
La-
does.
Last week's was awesome. If you didn't watch it, go back and rewatch it.
It was pretty good. And then
7 hours now. They changed it. It's 7 hours in a month.
And then now,
Or
on
9.
Sunday, we will be playing Bit Scripts and Halfwits at 2:30 Central.
If you want to see the greatest goblin to ever exist, tune in.
Toko, if you don't know what the Smasher Pass thing is, I can only say you need to watch the Thursday streams. I'm not going to turn it on, but
Yeah.
it's chaos. But everybody, thank you for being here on the Disaster Tour with us. I'm going to toss you all over to Misfit Table. And until next time, everyone, stay cool, stay in school, and stay techno. We'll catch you then.